What happened in Atlanta wasn't just another loss for the Buffalo Bills. It was a mirror held up to all the issues this team has been trying to hide for weeks. From the first drive to the final whistle, it felt like a team playing without confidence, without direction, and, maybe most concerning of all, without trust. Not just between the quarterback and his receivers, but across the entire roster. Josh Allen looked like a guy out there on an island, scrambling, hesitating, aiming throws instead of ripping them, and visibly unsure of what any of his playmakers could give him. And honestly, who could blame him? Josh Allen doesn't trust his receivers, and it shows. He's hesitating on throws, playing more like the chaotic version of himself from 2019 than the guy we've come to know, the MVP candidate who can take over games. He's out there improvising every snap, dodging pressure, and trying to make something, anything, happen while the guys he's supposed to trust are either blanketed in coverage or not even part of the play. This is a quarterback playing without a safety net, and for all the talk about being healthy, Allen doesn't look right. Whether it's his hand, his shoulder, or just the mental weight of carrying this offense, something is off. But let's not act like the problem starts and ends with number 17. This offense has become painfully predictable, and for all the excitement about Joe Brady taking over, the results just haven't been there. The play calling? Bland, uninspired, sometimes downright infuriating. We saw it on that jet sweep to Elijah Moore on 3rd and 2, a play that had "too cute" written all over it. Near midfield, game on the line, chance to tie it up, and they run a sideways gimmick that gets blown up immediately. That's not creativity. That's desperation masked as innovation. And the worst part is, they don't even stick with what works. James Cook, easily one of their most consistent playmakers this season, was coming off the field in crucial third down situations. For what? To try something unexpected? Newsflash, taking your best weapon off the field is always expected by your opponent. They love it. Meanwhile, the wide receiver group is a glaring weakness. It's become the elephant in the room no one inside one Bills drive wants to admit. Keon Coleman? Invisible. Elijah Moore? A non-factor. Josh Palmer was the only one to actually create separation and make a couple plays. And of course, he got hurt. It's the same story every week. No one's open, no one's winning routes, and the quarterback is stuck holding the bag. The Falcons knew it. That's why they blitzed on over half the snaps. They didn't respect the Bills' receivers because there was nothing to respect. So they attacked the quarterback, relentlessly. And when Allen's under siege, the bad decisions start piling up. Not because he's reckless, but because he's trying to do it all by himself. You watch other teams like the 49ers, or even the Falcons, teams scheming their playmakers into space, creating mismatches, moving guys around. You see Christian McCaffrey being used like a chess piece, Bijan Robinson lining up everywhere, and Drake London just dominating because the coaching staff says he's our guy. We're throwing him the damn ball. That's confidence. That's identity. That's trust. And right now, the Bills don't have any of that. This used to be an offense with a personality. Remember that? They used to pound the ball with Cook, use play action, work off tempo, and let Josh play fast. Now it's all stutter steps and broken plays. And when you do catch lightning in a bottle, like that blocked field goal late in the game, a rare momentum shift, what do? Go backward. 3 and out. Punt. Rinse and repeat. And while we're here, we need to talk about roster construction. It's a big deal, and it's starting to show. People want to blame the coaches, and they deserve a chunk of it. But this roster? It's not built to win right now. Injuries, sure. No Curtis Samuel. No Dalton Kincaid. No Daquan Jones. That's a lot of talent on the sideline. But teams like San Francisco and Kansas City find ways to adapt. They have depth. They have plug-and-play weapons. Brandon Beane has missed on some key pieces, especially on offense. It's not just about who's out. It's about who's in and not making an impact. And then there's the defense, which was flat-out embarrassing in the first half. Historically bad. 335 yards allowed before halftime. It looked like a practice walkthrough for the Falcons. Missed tackles. Missed assignments. Guys in position who still couldn't make the play. Atlanta just bullied them. They did whatever they wanted, running, passing, scheming guys wide open. And it's not like they were running trick plays all night. They were just better, more physical, more creative, more aggressive. That's what stings. For a team led by a defensive head coach, this unit looked completely lost. Blown coverages, poor angles, zero communication. They couldn't cover man-to-man, and zone didn't help either. And when your defensive identity is supposed to be fundamentals and positioning, and you're getting torched like this, that's on the coaching. That's on the structure. That's on Sean McDermott. And maybe it's time for McDermott to take the reins back. Play calling, adjustments, something. Because Bobby Babich might not be the guy. The defense has no pulse right now. They're getting gashed, and it's not just about effort, it's about talent. When you're leaning on guys like Cole Bishop and Taylor Rapp in big moments, and they're not making plays, not even close, you've got a personnel issue. Dorian Williams and Deion Walker gave some sparks, sure. But flashes from a rookie here, and they don't fix a defense getting gashed every time it steps on the field. And as for Von Miller and the other vets brought in to lead this defense, ghosts, no impact, high salaries, and low production. If Deion Walker is your brightest spot in a game this bad, that says it all. The effort's there from some. Shaq Lawson made plays, tried to change momentum, but no one's stepping up consistently. You want to talk about accountability? It starts at the top. This roster isn't cutting it. This scheme isn't cutting it. And when your quarterback is being asked to play hero ball every single week just to keep things close, that's a recipe for burnout. Josh Allen deserves better. From his receivers, for his line, from his play caller, from the front office, from the whole damn operation. Let's be real. When a team is built around its quarterback, every flaw gets magnified when he starts pressing. And that's exactly what's happening with Josh Allen right now. He's trying to make up for everybody's mistakes. He's carrying the offense, fighting off pressure, scanning for receivers who aren't getting open, and doing it all while nursing a hand that's clearly bothering him, no matter what he says in the post-game interviews. The guy's frustrated, and it shows. You can see it in his body language, in the way he holds the ball a little too long, in the way he looks to the sideline after every drive, searching for answers that aren't coming. This isn't on him. This is on a team that's supposed to be contending and looks completely out of sync in every phase of the game. Josh Allen's not perfect. He's made mistakes, missed throws, forced the ball into tight windows. But what quarterback wouldn't when every possession feels like a make-or-break moment? When you're getting blitzed on more than half your snaps and your top targets are either injured or invisible, mistakes are inevitable. And it's not like there's a next-man-up vibe either. Guys are stepping in and doing nothing. The opportunities are there. Josh even said it after the game, but nobody's taking advantage. What's worse is that these breakdowns are happening at critical points in the game. Late in the fourth quarter, after a huge block field goal, the offense gets the ball back with a chance to tie it, and they go backwards. That's not about execution. That's about being unprepared. That's about failing to adjust. That's about not knowing what you are as a team. Because when you know your identity, when you trust your scheme and your players, you don't fold in those moments. You attack. Look at the Falcons. They weren't scared of anything the Bills were doing. Not defensively, not offensively. They went right at Buffalo over and over because they had a plan. Their playmakers ate, plain and simple. Bijan Robinson was in the backfield, in the slot, lined up wide. He was everywhere. Drake London? He was a mismatch nightmare all game. They didn't care if he was technically covered. They just threw it to him anyway because they believed he'd go up and get it. And he did, over and over. That's what happens when you commit to your best players and scheme ways to get them the ball. Now compare that to Buffalo. Where's the creativity? Where's the urgency? Where's the trust in your stars? You've got James Cook standing on the sideline in must-convert situations. You got tight ends like Dalton Kincaid hurt, fine, but there's no plan B. There's no next up that gives you any confidence. And even when they do try to get tricky, like with that third down jet sweep to Elijah Moore, it just feels like they're trying to be clever for the sake of being clever. It's not built into the identity of the offense. It's just grasping at straws. And then there's the offensive line, a group that was supposed to be one of the strengths of this team. They got dominated, not by an elite pass rush, not by a top 5 defensive front, by the Falcons. They got pushed around, beaten at the line, and completely overwhelmed by simple stunts and pressure looks. On one play, The protection just collapsed entirely. Josh was sacked before his receivers even finished their routes. You can't win games like that. You can't build an offense around that. The fact is, when your quarterback is the only one making plays, that's not a system. That's a survival tactic. And eventually it breaks down. The coaches can talk about process and adjustments all they want, but if your best option in a crucial game is to watch Josh Allen run around and pray for a busted coverage, your offense is broken. Defensively, it's somehow even worse. 335 yards allowed in the first half is inexcusable, no matter who's injured. It looked like a scrimmage out there, like the Falcons were running through a walkthrough and the Bills' defense was just along for the ride. Missed tackles, blown coverages, wide-open receivers on every level of the field. And when the Bills did make a play, like forcing a fumble on the very first snap, they shot themselves in the foot with a penalty. Line up offside. That's not just poor execution. That's mental collapse. That's lack of discipline. And for all the heat on the players, a lot of this has to land on Sean McDermott. This is a defense that's supposed to be built on fundamentals. Positioning. Effort. If those things aren't there, then what exactly is this defense built on? And if Bobby Babich isn't getting it done as the defensive coordinator, then McDermott has to step in. This is his identity. This is his side of the ball. And right now, it's an embarrassment. Yes, the injuries matter. Tremaine Edmonds is gone. Daquan Jones got hurt in warm-ups. Micah Hyde is out. Jordan Poyer is aging. But that doesn't excuse effort and basic football IQ. How many missed tackles did we see? How many times did Taylor Rapp take the wrong angle or Cole Bishop get exposed in coverage? How many dumb penalties kept drives alive? When you're trying to mount a comeback and your defense is giving up 7, 8 yards per snap, it sucks the life out of the entire team. And it's not just about one game. It's a pattern. This team has been trending in the wrong direction for weeks, even in wins. They've been getting outplayed. The offense looked shaky against Miami and New Orleans. They survived, but they didn't look convincing. They got lucky in a few spots, made just enough plays. But now, the holes are too big to hide. The lack of identity on both sides of the ball is impossible to ignore. This isn't a slump. It's who they are right now. Before we dive back in, make sure to hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Your support helps us keep delivering the latest Buffalo Bills updates straight to your screen. And hey, don't hold back. Let us know your thoughts on today's news down in the comments. Whispers are circulating in the NFL corridors after a recent, seemingly offhand remark from Buffalo Bills star James Cook has ignited a frenzy among fans and analysts alike. In a statement that many are calling cryptic yet loaded with potential implications, Cook said, "If he comes, it's because they don't need me here at the Bills." The football world is buzzing, speculating about whom the running back could be referring to. The timing couldn't be more tantalizing, with the league in its mid-season shuffle period and teams quietly evaluating trade options, potential free agent pickups, and roster adjustments. Some insiders suggest the comment hints at a high-profile acquisition possibly looming over Buffalo, someone whose arrival could directly impact Cook's role as the offensive powerhouse. The ambiguity of his statement only adds fuel to the rumor mill. While the Bills have remained tight-lipped about any roster moves, fans have already started theories ranging from marquee running backs to versatile offensive playmakers. If true, such a move could signal a dramatic shift in Buffalo's strategy, perhaps leaning more heavily on the passing game or rotating star talent to keep defenses guessing. Others argue that Cook's comment might have been taken out of context, suggesting more about his confidence and importance within the team rather than any immediate transfer. Yet, in the world of sports, statements like these rarely escape without stirring speculation. Social media has exploded with reactions. Some fans are defending Cook, interpreting his words as a show of loyalty and self-assurance, while others are predicting that the Bills may be preparing a blockbuster signing. Analysts have pointed out that such remarks often precede high-stakes moves, and the NFL landscape is no stranger to sudden, jaw-dropping changes that leave fans scrambling for clarity. If a new player does arrive in Buffalo, the pressure will be on to see how Cook adjusts, whether he maintains his status as a central figure or shares the spotlight in a more complex offensive setup. Whether this is a subtle warning a hint at internal negotiations, or just a candid expression of Cook's mindset. One thing is certain. The rumor is gaining traction. As insiders and fans alike parse every word, the Bills camp is likely aware of the chatter. And, as always in football, the line between speculation and reality is thin, making every comment, tweet, and press snippet a potential headline. James Cook's statement, brief as it may be, has ignited a firestorm, one that promises drama, debate, and a frenzy of conjecture in the weeks to come. That's a wrap for now. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay on top of all things Buffalo Bills, make sure to subscribe and hit that like button. We'd love to hear what you think in the comments. See you in the next update.